to the Life with Arellanos podcast. Arellanos house.
Welcome to
The Life with Arellanos podcast. This is the episode where we talk about what to do when we have to do number two.
Well, maybe not us.
Not us.
I mean,
not us.
Siguro naman, alam na natin kung ano gagawin natin kapag
Right.
number two
Right.
tayo. But of course, we're referring to the kids here.
We're talking about potty training, not just number two, also number one.
Yeah. And we've had a lot of people ask about this. Actually,
Dude.
Love, during the pandemic, do you remember?
Yes.
During the start of the pandemic, I actually did a live about potty training. Because
Did you?
a lot of people
Did you?
were
Because
asking.
I just know that you talked about breastfeeding.
And also potty
Also,
training.
So, okay. Just a brief backgrounder. We have a 6-year-old kid, Primo, a 4-year-old Leon, a 2-year-old Alana, and a 2-month-old Astro. Primo, you started potty training early. Why did you start potty training? Where did you learn how to do it? And like, was it easy for you? I just remember, I just found out na parang, whoa, Primo's already potty trained and I didn't do anything. So it's all on you. All on you.
Well, hindi naman. You would do what you needed to do
Because
when instructed to do it.
Yes, because of
So you
course,
would take-
first-time
yeah.
parents.
Yeah.
And,
I mean-
and then, I like, for example, friends.
I mean, eventually, when you understood what was happening and what we were trying to achieve with Primo, you knew when to take him.
Kumbaga, I understood the assignment.
Yeah.
Actually,
Actually, Primo Love, among all 4 of them, Primo was, he started the latest. Because, of course, he was the first. And I was thinking, siguro at 6 months, not knowing that at 4 months pala, they could already start, which is what I did with Leon.
please define potty training.
Potty training, when you're trying to familiarize and introduce the toilet and the use of the toilet to your kid.
Okay.
A lot of people
Because I still see a lot of kids
na naka-diaper.
naka-diaper kahit
Yeah.
17 years old and everything.
Yeah.
Hindi naman 17 years old.
at the end of the day, you do what works best for your family.
Correct.
And if potty training is not something that you're ready to deal with
It's
at
okay.
that time,
It's okay. It's okay.
They're gonna learn how to.
Right.
They're gonna learn how to use the potty. It's just with us, the reason why I wanted to train them early was because I did not want to have to change 2 diapers at the same time.
Correct.
Because this was in anticipation of the next baby.
Right.
So that's why I wanted to potty train bago dumating yung next baby. Para,
Kasi parating may next baby, parating may next baby.
yes, para isang puwet lang yung kailangan kong linisin at punasan at
Correct.
palitan ng diaper.
How did it start?
Kasi isipin mo, you're gonna have 2 sizes that you're gonna have to...
Yeah.
So medyo, kagulo yan eh.
Right.
Parang I just felt that it would be easier if we could train them earlier.
How did it start? And were you also a first-time parent when you started potty training? Was Primo your first?
Ano ba? But yeah...
How did you start niya? I mean, did you
I-
read books, research online? Did you see social media accounts?
I think I would research. It was all just on the internet. I was inspired by Jenica Garcia.
Okay.
Jenica Garcia, who at the time she had something ni nanay. I forgot, but she was very potty training also was her thing.
Okay.
And so
She influenced you.
She influenced me. And so
okay.
I figured, uy, matry ko nga.
Galing, no? Ang laking bagay na you see a post, you follow someone, and then you get inspired.
Yeah.
Diba? Anyway, okay, so So what happens? I'm also very curious kasi I totally forgot what happened. The process Basta't nare-remember ko lang yung mga when I took snaps of Primo,
on the toilet.
sobrang liit pa on the toilet. And then after a few years, I took another snap of Leon on the toilet.
Yeah.
Diba? So how is the process?
With Primo, again, when it's your first baby, you really have no idea about what you're doing.
Yeah.
With Primo, that's why I guess I waited until 6 months.
Okay.
Kasi also by 6 months, kumakain na din siya ng solid. So medyo kakaiba na rin kasi yung
Iba.
number 2 niya.
Iba na.
Kasi pag infant sila, medyo cute pa yung
Cute
jebax
pa yung
nila
poops nila yeah.
Cute pa siya.
Ito parang
Tapos,
tao na yung, well, tao naman sila, no? Pero parang,
pag medyo nakakakain na sila ng mga kung ano-ano, may kadiri factor siya. Oo. So, I think with Prima, parang when I realized that there was a pattern, which is probably the first thing that you try to notice and you try to get familiar with your kid, na okay, teka, tuwing kailan nga ba siya pumupunta? I realized in the morning siya. So, first thing in the morning when he would wake up, I would rush him to the toilet.
to poop.
And have him do his business there. So, I would always start with that. It would be morning and before bath time.
Morning before bath time. The bath time is at night.
No, bath time is around lunchtime.
Lunchtime.
Yes. So the reason why I like to put them on the potty before giving them a bath, because, of course, when you're giving them a bath and they're bomba, chances are you have no protection kung sakali magka-aksidente.
An accident is number 1.
And number 2.
And number 2. Okay.
So, to prevent that, of course, you let them empty out
Right.
the dirt there.
Right.
Yung dumi nila by putting them on the toilet. So that's what I would do. Of course, not all the time.
And then this is before bath time. You like, okay, it becomes a habit na tanggal the clothes and then, okay, you sit.
Sit them down.
Sit.
Oo.
Tapos do you wait?
But
Are there any cues?
With Primo, it started a little later. With Leon, I started at 4 months.
4 months.
By surprise, I sat him down and he naturally just pooped.
Pooped, right.
Yes. So before giving them a bath, I wait for them until their neck is strong and you can sit them down.
And then you'd hold them sa
Because
kilikili.
when they're too small, syempre, it's not a natural position for them. So
Got it.
you also kind of have to wait until their bodies are also ready to sit in that position.
Did we have to use like a different potty seat?
I would actually, you know what? I wouldn't, because I didn't have. I didn't have it in me to have to get a potty seat.
Right.
Iupo ko pa.
So,
Iupo
was
ka
there
na lang.
ever a time na na-shoot sila at
No
nahulog
naman.
sila? Hindi naman. Yeah, okay.
No naman. Basta I would sit them on the toilet in the morning, because that's normally when they have a lot to let out, and also before taking a bath, or just before giving them a bath.
So each kid.
So let me explain.
Okay.
That process got them used to using the toilet. It may not, okay, the thing is, I feel that when we start early, it also means it's a longer process because they're younger.
Yes.
Whereas when you wait until they're older, which I know a lot of other moms also choose, they wait until they're older and then it happens faster.
Okay.
So the dirty period isn't as long. It doesn't last as long. So the accidents aren't as many compared to when we start early, of course.
Right.
It takes a little longer for them to understand the process. So that's why it takes longer, and it also is.
But there are
delayed.
advantages starting early.
There are advantages. But that's why I like I said, it's a commitment kasi. Of course, you and the people who are with your child are the ones that will be helping your child.
Correct.
And so it's a commitment to bring them to the toilet, when they do have accidents, to clean all of that up. And it's not, nobody likes to have to clean up a mess every so often.
Absolutely. So Primo started 10 months. Let's be
Around 6
let's
months.
be specific about it. When did he finally say, di ba alam ko nag-hand signals muna si
Potty.
Primo eh. Potty, So if you're just listening, it's like a fist, and then you're
You
like
shake it.
you shake it. So that's a sign. That's a hand.
Yeah.
That's like a sign language
Oo.
of Potty.
Na nakakatawa because eventually Primo would use that as a way to escape his high chair kapag kumakain.
So Primo was
Sasabihin
smart
niya-
enough already.
Sasabihin niya,
Potty.
Potty, kunwari pupunta siya sa toilet.
Pero
Kasi
hindi.
alam mo, mag-i-unstrap mo siya sa high chair niya. Nadali mo sa toilet, tapos hindi naman.
Kids are so
Galing
smart
nila, no?
nowadays.
But yeah, love, the process of sitting them on the toilet is they just become aware of what is to be done when they're seated on the toilet.
Right.
Because I realize that there is some kids, that's why I have some moms asking me na, Iya, yung anak ko, kapag inupo ko sa toilet, nagagalit. Pero kapag nakatayo naman, nakaka-poop siya. And then I realized, it's because they're not familiar with what
It's like
their
a dog.
body needs to do on that seat.
It's conditioning.
And so I feel that when we, as early as 4 months, when we sit them there, the moment I feel that they're in that position, and they feel that
Comfortable also, I guess.
and they feel that the rim sa may legs nila, okay, so every time I'm here,
I guess I need to
I
poop.
guess
I
this
need
is
to-
what I need to do. I need to push.
Yeah. Or let out something.
Yeah, so parang I feel like that was the first step with the kids.
Okay.
The next step, well, actually with so obviously pooping is the easier thing to take note of. Peeing is a little harder. I feel like, say, with pooing,
There are signs?
There's more of a sensation that they feel. There's more of an uncomfortable sensation that they feel.
Is that the same?
I honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
But I try to work with one at a time.
Okay.
So, okay, or you can see kasi in their face eh.
No,
You can see kasi in their face na, uy,
when they're playing.
jumajabak siya.
When
Uy,
they're playing.
dalhin mo agad sa
No,
toilet.
it's funny because they're playing, and then they just stop, and then they give you a look.
Tapos yung nagtutubig yung mata nila.
No, run! Yeah.
So yeah.
It's so funny.
So that's another thing that we do. As much as we want them to be the one to tell us that they need to
Right.
go, of course, we have to help them out. So when we see these signs na,
Cues.
jumajebaks, it's
Yeah.
easier kasi to tell when they're doing number 2
Right.
kaysa sa number 1 eh.
Yes,
Diba?
that's true.
You don't know when they're peeing, but
That-
you do know when there's a higher chance you know that they're pooing.
That's true. That's true.
So when you see that, but I try to be like, oops, wait, not now. This is to be done in the toilet.
And there are like vocal cues as well. Na parang up, like training a dog. Na parang if you're training a dog, and then they pee because they don't know yet.
Yeah.
You're like, no. So they know na parang,
Not there.
that's wrong.
Yes.
Parang they know it's wrong.
Now,
Okay.
my style is
Good dog.
I
Gumano
don't
ka
know.
rin.
I don't know kasi how other parents do it. But for us kasi here, well, what we would do is, the moment I see them pee or poo, and it's not in the toilet, I get to them right away and then rush them to the toilet.
Kahit na meron pang residue.
Hindi ko pinapatapos
Tama.
doon. Na I don't
Pati
know.
mahirapan yata sila umihi din dahil, ano nangyari? So parang
Yes.
they hold it off until they sit down and then they do finish it off.
Yes. So that's what I try to do. Hindi
Got
ko pinapatapos because I think that's where some people are uncertain. Paano? Diyan na siya nag-ano. Di patapusin ko na. So what I do is I disrupt
Right.
it. I try to have them stop and say, not here, and then I rush them
Okay.
in the toilet.
Got it. Sorry, going back to sign language. Did sign language? I know sign language helped Primo. Did Leon use sign language?
Not so much.
Not so much. Duday also didn't,
But she knows.
but she knows.
So when you ask her, where should you make poo-poo? Toilet.
Toilet. But no, like what you said, when you start them 4 months or 10 months or whatever, they don't talk yet.
No.
So what are their signs or signals? What are their cues?
Well, that's why you try to teach them the hand sign.
So malaking bagay yung
you try
hand sign.
to. You
Yeah.
try to. But you also, that's on you.
Right.
So if you are consistent with that,
So
then you can expect your child will pick it up. But if you forget to sign, then obviously your child's not going to pick that up.
I have to say, uh, what was that Primo used to watch? Signing Times.
Signing
Signing Times.
Signing time.
Signing Time. It's like a series of. It's like a TV show. It's like or anyway series of shows of sign language for kids. Feeling ko sobrang nakatulong yun for Primo and for us, of course, because we can communicate with Primo.
Yeah, even if you couldn't speak yet.
Yeah. And hindi na natin nagawa yun for Leon and Duday because, of course, Primo wanted to watch.
He had other things he wanted to watch. So, hindi na nakapanood sina...
I mean, hindi na pupo, kundi Lighting McQueen na yung sinasabi ng mga bata.
Pero buti na lang sa Kirkermelon, they actually have a few signing...
There you go.
A few signing episodes. Or they do teach a few signs there.
Okay.
Syempre, with boys, I feel like with boys, there is more of a challenge because of course, boys will eventually learn how to pee standing up.
So
this
one.
This
yeah.
was my challenge with Primo. But man, the look on his face when he discovered that he could pee standing, oh man, it was... If I could have just recorded that moment, it was
a eureka moment.
It was the best reaction. It was the best reaction because, of course,
how old was he?
This whole time, I would just sit him on the toilet because I wouldn't know kung is he going to do number 1 or is he going to do number 2. But whatever it is, I'm just going to sit him down here. Eventually, when he got the hang of going to the toilet, and he could tell me now whether it was pee or poo, I finally tried to have him stand peeing.
Okay.
And this was another thing that he needed to learn about himself. Because, you know how, like, with kids, parang if you try to have them poo on the grass, it's like...
What? Why?
It's like, I can't. Like, even if I wanted to, my body cannot do it because my body doesn't understand to be able to...
It's not conditioned that way. Yeah.
Oh. So, same thing with peeing because he
like,
got
what?
so...
I'm not gonna pee while standing. I never thought.
Yeah,
I was never taught.
Because he got so used to peeing, sitting down. So finally, when he could actually tell me that it's number 2 he needs to do or it's number 1, finally I tried to have him stand. The first time, hindi niya talaga gets. Hindi niya magawa. So
of course, he had to.
So he had to sit down.
No, but you had to. You let him stand on a or that stool.
I let him stand on the squatty potty.
Squatty potty, yeah. There you go.
The squatty potty.
Something like that, yeah.
So
Kasi hindi aabot. Dahil hindi pa siya ganun katangkad.
So I would have him stand there. Tapos, hindi niya maintindihan.
Okay.
So eventually, so syempre,
did you have to hold the putots? And like, okay, you go pee.
Yes. Kasi syempre, it's like, okay, love, go to the toilet. So, syempre, parang magpupush siya. So, kakabahan ako na parang, ay, teka lang. Magna-number 2 ata to eh. So, iuupo ka siya ulit.
But that's kind of hard though.
Yes.
Pooing standing up.
Kasi nga, he couldn't understand yet na, teka, so ano ba to? Am I gonna poo? Or basta, I'm just gonna push here?
Right.
Eh, minsan may narinig akong may hangin na lumabas. So, sabi ko, naku, maling butas to.
Oh, no, although when we pee, we actually fart. Sometimes.
Mali ko.
Oh, okay.
I mean...
You guys don't do that?
Sometimes I like to pretend that I have a bird, but I don't.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But, so that was the case with Primo. Finally, of course, it took a number of tries, and then when he finally was able to pee standing, oh my goodness, for him it was like...
What was that face? Like...
He looked at me and he was like...
Amazing! A sprinkler! While standing up.
He was so amazed, sir.
Question. Was it harder? Okay, personally, it was harder for me with Duday.
Okay.
Because I'm so used to, like, sabihin natin, like...
With boys.
With boys, of course. I have my thing also. So, like, it's easier for me to, like, you know, guide them and whatnot. But with Duday, it's like, oh...
Sana ko pupunas, love.
Sana ko pupunas.
Do I wipe front to back to front? Ano ba?
Of course, as a dad, what do you call that? What's that term?
A girl dad.
A girl dad. You need to know this.
Yeah.
What's the rule? So if it's pee,
front to back.
It's front to back.
Because if it's back to front, sabihin natin na may
poopski.
if you wipe from the back and then may poo, and then you wipe to the front, you're just nag-travel lang yung dumi to the front, where
and then that could lead to UTI.
Where there's an opening, and then
there you go.
Yeah, so it's always front to back.
Front to back.
For the girl dads out there.
Did you have a hard time? You talaga no? Kasi you really potty trained. I have to say, hats off to you.
Well,
you potty trained the kids. I just trained them to be wild animals.
I just set the rules.
Okay.
And of course,
Galing.
Just takes forever. It's teamwork. It's team effort. Of course, it's. I gotta give it to Sina Ati Weng, Sina Ati G, because if it weren't for them, and without their help, we wouldn't be successful.
That's true.
Of course, we also have to be mindful of the times when our children will regress. Because there will be times. Like, for instance, with Alana, remember just before we left for Australia?
She was already good. She was already trained.
It was not totally.
Not totally, but...
I mean, you will have days na feeling nyo, uy, parang alam na niya eh. Tapos biglang the next day, jebex na naman
No, but okay, sorry. Okay.
Or sa diaper.
No, just to give you an example lang. Like, Alana was a year and a half before we went to Australia. She would wear diapers at night only, and we'd just...
No, she would wear diapers.
She would wear diapers.
She would wear diapers.
Okay.
Because we always make them wear diapers.
Okay.
Even through the process of potty training.
Okay.
It's not until we reach a certain point of confidence
na underwear na lang.
That we try. Because
I love that because pwede ko nang gigilin yung puwet nila.
We do these things step by step, love.
Okay.
Okay? So, ganito yun, love.
Sorry.
pang-apat, may plano ka pa ba na maglima?
Okay na tayo.
Okay?
Hindi, kailangan ko rin mag-potty training dahil iniihan ko rin yung tatay ko nung...
So we do
That's a different story, by the way.
We do these in steps. Of course, we don't go to underwear right away.
Okay.
We stick to diapers.
Okay.
So of course, first it's the tape diapers. And we have them in tape diapers even as we have them accustomed to using the toilet. Just so that they know what to do when they're on the toilet.
Okay.
Okay, so they're still in tape diapers. Eventually, when...
So this is diapers 101.
Yeah.
Okay.
So eventually, when medyo mahirap na silang palitan ng nakahiga.
And this is how many months sila?
Normally, it gets hard na by, I feel for us, basta before they turn 1.
Okay.
Before they turn 1.
Okay.
Or once they know how to stand, for us, we switch na to pull-up diapers.
There you go. Pull-up diapers, para sa mga hindi nakakalam, it's pretty much like your underwear, pero diaper.
Yes.
Yes.
So, hindi na siya yung naka-tape sa gilid.
Yes.
So, then we start using the pull-up diapers or the easy wear dry pants. Pag ganun kasi, it's already parang training them to learn how to pull their underwear up.
Yes. So it's not you. It's like it's a teamwork type of thing.
Yeah.
Parang they know na, okay, they're putting diapers, so hey, I can actually help Mama to pull up my diaper.
Yes, and then it's also a great way for them to learn how to put their left foot in the left hole, their right foot in the right hole.
Correct.
You know, so there are all these other things that they're learning how to do with the use of the pull-up diapers.
Got it. Okay.
So we use the pull-up diapers for the next stage where, we're still trying to teach them how to use a toilet, but with the diapers. It's not until they're medyo confident with with peeing and pooing that now let's try putting on the underwear and let's see. Now it's when you start using the underwear where you're teaching them to give you the cue.
Right. Okay.
So balik tayo kay Alani, kinukwento ko kanina. So yeah, like I want to warn you guys that there will be times, and be okay with it, that your children will regress. So I'm talking about, when you think na okay na sila, tapos biglang they're peeing in their pants again or they're pooping in their diaper again.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's, we're all...
No, give that example that we
we're learning together, and you're there to encourage and help your child. So for instance, with Alana, before we left for Australia, akala natin, medyo nagbibigay na siya ng signs.
Right.
Medyo parang alam na niya kung kailan pupunta.
To number 1, number 2.
Oo, of course, in Australia, we didn't always have a toilet there.
Right.
And so we always had her in a diaper so that if she needed to go, at least
Insurance,
naka-diaper siya.
at least it's safe for us because we're constantly traveling, sightseeing, going to different places.
And of course, this is also during the time of COVID.
Yes.
So you don't feel so comfortable having to use a public toilet. And you're with a child that is going to touch everything.
Right.
And so that's why I was like, you know what, we'll just keep her in a diaper because...
Let's not leave the house anymore.
We'll keep her in a diaper and parang I didn't want to force myself to have to take her to, places that I was uncomfortable to take her to.
Right.
To the public toilets.
Okay.
Na baka mami walang sabon,
Right.
walang toilet paper.
So what happened was, bumalik ulit yung naging comfortable shower.
I mean, when we were in the hotel, then I would sit her on the toilet. Like I still tried to keep that routine upon waking up and before taking a bath.
Okay.
I kept that routine. But when we got back to the Philippines,
oh boy.
Biglang parang nakalimutan niya. And then shortly after, we had Astro. So feeling ko, there are these events that happen in life that may cause your child to regress.
Okay.
So just be ready
for
this moment.
That's fine. Of course, that's fine. And she's now, she's improved a lot.
She's improved. I mean, she still she'll have good days. She'll also have
like
bad days. But
like yesterday, what do I smell? Do they? Oh, do they just poop?
Oh, and then you ask her, love, what happened? What did you do? Sorry, mama.
And then you asked, oh,
where should you go to the toilet?
No.
Where should you make poo-poo?
Toilet.
Paano
mo naman pagagalitan yung ganun
But
grabe naman.
This is what,
magpupo ka na dyan, magwiwi ka na kahit ano. I love you, anak.
Ano ba? But yeah, it's really something that you need to work together.
Right.
To be able to succeed with the potty training. But yeah, just take it a step at a time. Try to get familiar with your kids' routine. Try to find ways. Ayaw mo namang pagalitan. You want to be able to, you want to reward them also when they have a successful time in the toilet. Be patient. You don't want to shame them for their accidents.
I have to say, I think patience coming from you as a parent is so important during the process. At least one of us, was and is still patient.
And love the initiative.
The initiative. Correct.
The moment, and you need to agree as a family because it's all of you that will be helping that child.
And eventually,
because could you imagine? It wouldn't work kung ako lang yung dala sa mga anak namin sa toilet and Drew would be like, bahala kayo dyan.
Correct.
It's not gonna work. So you guys have
teamwork.
It has to be teamwork. So you need to talk to your child's yaya.
Right.
You need to talk to your husband. You need to talk to even the siblings. Like even Prima would be like, Mama, I think Dodai made poo-poo. You need to make them also be aware so that they can also help out.
Okay, like what I think it's a song. There's a rainbow always after the rain. Bow. Oh, hindi, wala na parang bow. But anyway,
there's a rainbow after the rainbow.
Parang yung kinakanta kasi yun eh.
Okay.
Dating favorite song ko yun. Anyway, there's nothing like seeing Primo, who's 6 years old, Leon, who's 4 years old, not wearing any diapers, telling us already na, or sometimes they don't tell us anymore. They go straight to the bathroom.
Actually,
they do it on their own. And now Primo's not like, you know what? I'm so proud that I'm actually going to use the bidet on my own. I'm going to wash my own butt. So that's the rainbow after the rain.
Yes.
And that you need to look forward to because of being patient.
Yes. And another thing that why I want to encourage you guys to get them into pull-up diapers and eventually potty train. Because when you travel and
wow.
when you're on the airplane,
Wow, yeah. Super.
it'll be so much easier for you
Super.
guys.
As in.
It'll be so
High
much
five
easier
tayo
for you
dyan,
guys.
pards. All you, buddy. All you.
That was
Please
us, love.
potty train me.
That was us.
Please.
And also, of course, shout out to our ates
Yes.
for cooperating
Correct.
and for understanding. Because, it's hard work also. Like I said, it's up to you. You don't have to potty train early. You do what works for you and your family. If you want to train them when they're much older, I can guarantee that it's probably also going to be much faster. So unless you're willing and you're committed to having to go through the fuss early, then do it.
I mean, right now, I actually need to go.
Okay.
I need to pee.
That's wonderful.
It's been 1 hour, so I think we have to go up too.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I love you. See you in the next episode.
I love that that's our wrap up. Okay. Let's never end an episode without saying I love you.
Of course.
I love you, love.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Welcome to the Life with Arellanos podcast. I'm Yayon's house.